What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning. So come by and say hello. All right, well, we are in the thick of this Chaos Legion pack sale. We are closing in on 10 million, but pack sales have slowed somewhat significantly. And the question, now that the dust has settled from the end of the airdrop, is have we seen the lowest prices for Chaos Legion cards? We saw a decent dip, and actually they're still somewhat on a dip right now, but the biggest catalyst for pack openings, which I felt would be the end of the airdrop, turned out to be exactly that. I mean, like I said in a previous video, we've opened up more than 10% of all packs ever opened within the past couple of weeks since the airdrop. And now we're kind of just cruising along at this new equilibrium price. So certain things have come down in value for sure. And we'll take a look at some of the card values. But I am wondering if maybe we just stay along at this price point or at this equilibrium and then slowly rise as we get closer and closer to the end of the Chaos Legion sale, because I don't see any more catalysts that will cause a massive number of pack openings and not have an increased player base demand. So what am I getting at here, right? Like, a bunch of packs could be open in the future, but I do feel that's going to happen when new players come into the game. And if there's like major catalysts to bring new players in, whether that's some of the marketing efforts, whether that's through GLS, who knows what it could end up being. But as of now, the player base seems very satisfied with their decks and leveling up their decks at the rate that we have been doing without any like further additional investment to drive card sales, to drive card values higher, as well as drive pack sales. So we're just kind of cruising along here, and I'm wondering if maybe we've seen the lowest, or maybe this is the lowest, and what we've been waiting for is not quite what we were hoping for. So I'm going to start here with the summoners, and General Sloan has kind of stayed around this $1.20. I've seen as low as $1.10. Kelia has come down below $3, which is nice, but we haven't been able to crack $2.50. Maybe we have, and I've missed it. But Obsidian and the rest have been under $2 significantly. So I guess we're never going to get those $1 summoners unless, of course, there's like a massive dump in the broader markets or the crypto markets or on Bitcoin that funnels down into here. But even still, card values have held relatively well. We'd have to see a massive shakeup within the markets, like another Terra Luna or Celsius style event to really cause that panic and fear in the markets. I think, and it could happen, right? So I don't want to say that it's completely out of the realm of possibility, but we've seen some pretty crazy stuff in this past 6 months, especially in Q2 of this year, with Terra Luna collapsing and then the subsequent collapses of a lot of the centralized systems, right? Celsius, 3 Arrows Capital, Voyager. So that shook up the markets, that shook up crypto specifically. And again, the dominoes may not all be done falling, but I don't know. I look at this and I see what are the actual foreseeable catalysts that we have in the future, and I don't see any, right? For the longest time, we thought that the airdrop would offer this opportunity to get cards super cheap because there would be no more incentive to hold packs, and many people, if the prices were good, and they were right after the end of the airdrop, would open their packs or buy packs, flip them on the market by opening them and selling the cards. And so that's driven card values down significantly, and we are seeing summoners kind of like at this level. So not quite the $1 summoner level, but you can get them for less than $2, a piece, and are able to max them out potentially at these prices if you play it smart, maybe use Peak Monster's bid system. The other place that I will look is, and we're going to go to it in a second, is let's just go straight to the legendaries. So the legendary summoners have held very well, in my opinion. Quicks to Devious, I remember I was able to snag one for $13, but for the most part, it stayed above $15, $16 in that range. Same thing for Grandmaster Wraith. We've seen maybe a dip to like $20 in recent history, but not much beyond that. Queen Mystelia remains the queen of monsters, as she's the highest paid or highest valued monster here, I would say, and is tracking under $10 right now, and the rest are just kind of petered out in you got Zyvax Vul here for less than $2. There's some epic cards that I believe are more expensive than Zyvax Vul. So it's an interesting time, and part of me is looking at this and saying, well, do I hedge my bets now and start going a little bit heavier, or do I just continue to dollar cost average into cards? Or because DEC is below its peg, do I take my chances with some packs, not to buy and flip because the value isn't really there right now, but to maybe buy and hold, which again, from a financial standpoint, doesn't really make sense. The best path forward and the most cost-effective path forward is usually going to be is usually really just going to be buying singles off the market. You can buy packs and hope to get a gold foil legendary that you can sell to recover the cost of your packs, and then instead of flipping for packs, you take that and buy single cards off the market. But at that point in time, with that strategy, you're essentially just gambling, right? You're opening packs and hoping that you strike a jackpot, or get a jackpot and are able to flip that back into cards in one way or another, whether you're buying more packs or whether you are buying single cards off the market. And the numbers just aren't really in your favor right now, even at the averages, even at the long averages. So last place we'll look is the common cards here. And I think this is where we've seen a lot of the dip, we'll call it. These cards have come down quite a bit in value. I mean, Deep Lurker used to be in like the 50-cent range, 40 cent, 30 cent. Now we've seen some, if you're able to get them on bid, probably less than 20 cent. Same thing with Goblin Psychic. I remember this card being 2x its price just, less than a month ago. And a lot of these other cards, they bounce up and down. So we've actually even started to see some of these cards on the rise a little bit. I remember Scavo Hireling was just going for 9 cents a little while ago. So at some point, people will come in and they'll buy up the floor, and that'll make sense. But in other times, if there's no more demand and people continue opening packs, we will see the floor continue to decrease. So what am I trying to get with this? I can look at individual prices, but by the time you watch this video, things could change dramatically. And by the time people watch this video in a month, things will change dramatically. So the main point I'm trying to get across here, and I want to get your opinion on this. I'm asking this as a question rather than making a statement. The only statement that I'm giving is there don't seem to be any future catalysts that will cause more packs to be opened and demand to remain the same, or any catalyst that would reduce demand outside of external market factors such as a major market dump. But we can't predict those. We can't plan for them in the same way that we could plan for a lot of the other major things that were happening within Splinterlands, such as the end of the airdrop. The only thing that I can think of now is Rift Watchers potentially taking some value away from Chaos Legion cards if people are allocating capital there. But that's a decreased demand without necessarily it could be a decreased demand, but I don't know. I'm still struggling to see if there are opportunities for us to see the card market bottom, because I would argue that people are already starting to save up for Rift Watchers, and that isn't necessarily taking away or affecting Chaos Legion directly. But again, this is all just speculation here, and I'm tracking the markets on my own, but I want to get your opinion as well, because you guys go in at different times and at different intervals. So maybe you're seeing something completely different than me. Maybe you're looking ahead and planning for this differently. And like I said, I just wanted to start the conversation to see if maybe this is the time, this is the lowest, this is the best moment to get into Chaos Legion. We're all going to look back on this in a couple of months and say, man, I wish I had maxed out my deck at this point. Because I'll tell you right now that I am not maxing my deck yet. But because of these thoughts, right, that I'm sharing with you today, I'm considering it. But I want to throw this out there to the community to see, check the temperature of the community, see where we're all at, and how things are looking. So that's all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. But otherwise, I will catch you in the next one, and I will see you around the game. Take care.